Right, Robert. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the live stream. Today we are making some orders, and yes, I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday. I have not gotten a chance to shower today with the way everything has gone. I did get a lot of work done, though. You can see those packages over there. Yep. So we did make some good progress last night. With some of those harder to make orders, man, those things really took time. But today we have harnesses that are a little easier to make, a little faster to make. So I've been moving through pretty good. Yeah, you can hear me. All right, cool. So on the table, I have a harness for an MDX. Um, you just have to make the main plug. Of course, the dog wants to go inside. Come on. So we got to make one of these from scratch. Take that connector. Need a gray, a black, and a blue. Blue, black, and it's just the right gray. Yep, great. Okay. Then we need the RCAs. Bro, I grabbed all the ones that aren't labeled. Sub and center, rear, and fronts. Then we put everything else back in the bag. And let me swap the cameras. So now I got to put the terminals in the right place. I have my master right here. Hold that. Okay. So first, top corner is steering wheel control ground. Bottom corner, steering wheel control wire. And then over three, one, two, three remote. Then next to my remote is my front left. All right, cool. Then up one. I'm putting that backwards. Up and over one is where the negative goes. Then we got a good space. Negative, positive. So it goes front left, front right. Then it goes rear left, then rear right. Yep. Then it goes rear right. And then right next to rear right goes sub. There is a center RCA here. You can add the center RCA. I don't because it just confuses people. But now we have the sub RCA. So this is all the terminals are inserted. Now I just need to push them in all the way. And then we'll be able to use this harness to make our plug and play harness. So normally these are pre-made already, so I don't have to do this step. I just grab the harness and start wiring it. But since I ran out of these, I have to make them from scratch. And then the wires are just pre-terminated. So there you go. That's all set, ready to go. And now we can start wiring everything together. First things first is our plug for our AXWC. It comes with an extra wire we have to remove. I just pull that out and then I push the little terminal out. Cool. Then we got a zip tie to clean this up. All right, that's good. Then we're gonna add a zip tie to this. That's good. Then this is our master, so we're going to put that away. And we'll grab this and add a zip tie. Okay. And then this is the Boss plug. So this is a standard Boss plug. All the Boss radios that have CarPlay that are newer use this kind of plug right there. It's 20 pins like that. And then it has wires and steering wheel control on here. So this, we just need to remove the speaker wires. I don't like to leave extra wires on the harness. I like for every wire to have a purpose. And these speaker wires you're not using when you have the MDX. The MDX has a factory amp, so your factory amp gets the signal via these RCAs right here. So these speaker wires aren't used, so I'm just going to remove them. To remove them, I just yank them out because unpinning these is almost impossible. And if you need this harness, it comes with your radio. So like you don't need, if you ever need to reuse, if you ever are going to reuse that radio in a different car, you're not going to reuse the harness. And the original harness you have with your radio, so it doesn't matter if these are missing pins. All right, we're just going to do parking brake to ground. Very common. For the Boss to ground the parking brake so that you have no issues accessing features. And then we can start connecting our wires. So this does have two separate blues, so we got to match those up. Actually, we'll do the steering wheel control connections first. All right, so this is just color matching, honestly. So we have a gray, we connect it to gray. We have a black, connected to black, and then our red to red. You will have multiple blacks and multiple reds. That's just how it is. So if you were ever doing some wiring in car audio, the wires aren't always one-to-one. They're going to have multiple wires going to one wire on one side. Excuse me. So it might be a 3-to-1 or a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. So just know that, hey, like this, it may not feel right, it may not look right if you don't do a lot of wiring, but it's perfectly normal. Like here I have 4 blacks and 3 are on one side and 1 will be on the other side. The big thing with the MDX is that the illumination wire is not pinned. So normally illumination would be on this harness here, on this edge here. But the MDX doesn't have it there. The RDX does, but the MDX doesn't. A Honda Civic will. All your other cars do. The MDX, the illumination is on the, what's that thing called? On the button, on the button control for the climate. That's where the illumination trigger is. So you have to tap it. But all right, cool. So now all those are prepared. Let's cut some heat shrink so we can wrap it up. So I think I got the audio figured out. I think I got most of my streaming setups figured out now. I know how to switch. I know where to put the camera. I have my third camera going. So I'm happy with the way it worked out. Now it's just get on the grind, baby. Where the hell? Where does this end? Bruh. There you go. Okay. All right, so all of our wires have heat shrink. Now we can start connecting them to the other side. Start with, actually, start with my blacks just because it's the one that takes the most. I don't know how to explain it. Like, the way you twist this will determine where the other positions of other wires are because, like, it kind of twists the plug a little bit. So I'd like to start with the black. But you can start with any color, it really doesn't matter. Blue white to blue white, solid blue to solid blue, which is the antenna. So this will say antenna on it, and it goes to this, the antenna plug. This is the antenna plug because this is the antenna connector. It's like universal. If you've ever done aftermarket radios, even factory radios, some of them still have that. All right, I need to do my red wire next. Where are you, red wire? Okay, accessory is red. Okay, that's all set to go. Now we need some orange wire. All right, cool. We got the orange wire. We'll make that longer. This random orange wire is so you can wiretap the illumination and be able to do it from a place that's easy to reach. Have enough wire to do so. So I just make the orange wire longer for you. Most people don't do this wiretap. It's not necessary. It's just so that the headlights dim the screen. You can always just manually dim the screen in the settings. Um, it's up to you. Cool. All those are soldered. Come on. Come on. Slide that over that real quick. Same thing here. Same thing right there. Same thing right there. Oh, sorry, I slid that too far down. Bro, what the hell? That thing looks crazy. Okay. Slide that down. Get that out of there. And then put a sleeve on this as well. I'm going to use one of these for this. All right, cool. So now I need to apply heat to the heat shrink. So I'm just going to move wires that have labels that are important out of the way. Otherwise, the labels will get messed up and then it'd be hard to read, especially for the backup camera connection. You need to know what those... There's a cool thing you could do with Boss radios. I haven't looked to see if anyone has done it, but I'm sure someone else has had the idea as well. They have a digital switch inside the radio for front and rear camera. So it can provide very low out power to a camera directly from here. I think it's, yeah, half an amp. So 12 volts, 500 milliamps, digital switch to turn on a camera. So you could use that to turn amps on and off. So like, let's say you have a specific sub amp that you only want to use certain times, you can put it on the rear camera and just turn it on and off within the camera settings, or use it to turn on and off other accessories. You could use it as just a trigger wire and then use a relay to power other stuff. So that'd be a cool little trick. Cool little trick. What am I saying? Cool little trick to show on camera. If you have, like, sometimes people, I've seen configurations where someone will have like a really big sub and then like a factory sub, and they'll only turn on their really big subs sometimes. So like, instead of you having a manual switch you have to mount somewhere, if you use a Boss radio, you could just use that internal switch from the camera and then use that to turn it on and off whenever you want on the fly, right from the radio. The Maestro can do that too. A Maestro will let you like select. It'll let you make programmable outputs. Where's the tape? There. Let me just start taping it. So now we're gonna add our Tessa tape, smooth it out. Let me tilt this back so you can see more what I'm doing. So I'm just taping the harness. Tessa tapes to protect the wires and to make this look like a finished product. So I can snake that away. Not yet. All right, I can snake it away now. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Get out of the way. There we go. Bring this one up. Come on. What the? And then keep coming up. Keep coming up on the tape. All right, that's good. Let's bring now this up. All right, nice. So our harness is all taped up. Now this long orange wire is for you to tap the illumination. So you can see this, so you can wire tap the illumination trigger. Most people aren't going to do it though, so they'll be confused as to what this long orange wire is. So what I do is I wrap it up. Come on. Wrap it up. And then I leave it here with a wire twist. So if you undo the wire twist, it's because I assume you are going to connect this wire. Otherwise, you could just leave the wire twist in and it won't ever get in the way. Sometimes I put a zip tie if I don't have enough wire twists. And then you just cut the zip tie, but I have wire twists right now, so we can just use that. And again, this is an optional wire. You don't have to connect if you don't want. Everything else, though, you do have to connect all these RCAs, the antenna, everything else. In order to get all the features and functionality, everything needs to be connected. All right, cool. So now our harness is done. Actually, I need to plug this in. This is for the steering wheel controls. So the Boss has it on here. It doesn't have it behind the radio like some other radios. So I always just plug that in for people. Just a little extra step you don't have to do. I can forget. So if I do forget your steering wheel controls aren't working, it's because I didn't plug that in. Sometimes. It's rare though. Okay. So now our harness is done. I'm going to switch to the other camera so I can explain it to you. So here it is. These three connectors are car side. So those three plug into your car. There's 5 back there. You're only going to use 3 of the 5. These RCAs all plug into the back of your aftermarket radio. So you're going to match them up label by label, color by color. And then this is going to plug into the back of your aftermarket radio as well. This is for a Boss. We talked about it earlier. The only thing that's missing is a green box. That's the AXWC. In this case, I just started plugging them in for you now, so you don't have to worry about it, because sometimes people would forget or not do it. So now it's already plugged in. You don't have to even worry about it anymore. So that's going to cover this order. Now we just need to package it. Oh, yeah. Here's the dash kit. Need to throw it in a box. For this, I use a 10-10-10. Come on, there we go. That's there. My brackets, my dash kit. Okay. This goes in on an angle so it can't get damaged, and then this will go right here, and then paper on both sides so that it can't get damaged in shipping. Cool, let's seal this box up now. I like for the tape to be clean. No like ridges. Like I hate seeing that. Or this. I don't know why. I just do. Make sure it seals well. And we'll put our label on it. This is, yep. All right, cool. Nice. We're gonna put this away. All right, let's move on to our next one. Okay. This is for a Pioneer. All right, cool. So we have an ILX dash kit. Let me grab it. Actually, I'm just gonna grab all this stuff real quick. So I need that. I need that. I need that. 1, 2, 3. And I need this back here. One of these, and also the sample, which is where? Is this it? This is it. Okay. Then I'm also going to need this connector, and it's a Pioneer, so I'm gonna need a Pioneer connector. Let me bring this real quick. Let me get a dash kit. One Pioneer connector. This is the last genuine one in here. I don't want to use it for the last one. I use this, right? The same one. No, this is for Kenwood. Okay. Oh, there's one right here. Nice. It's a Pioneer. Pioneer. Okay, cool. All right, so then get a dash kit. Then we need the bracket for the dash kit. All right, cool. So we got everything we need. We'll start with the dash kit. So in order to prepare our dash kit, we are going to make sure that our brackets are the right ones. So that would be that side. It would be that side. So we know we got one of each bracket. Then we need to add our clips, so that you don't have to reclip this yourself, or transfer clips from one to the other. They will already be there. All right, cool. So they're all in. We can put this back in the bag now. Actually, I want to put this one in like so. I don't know. There we go. Then I'm gonna wrap this up. Add a little bit of tape. Seal that off. And then my 4 screws are gonna go right there. These are the screws that help secure. Yeah, some guy's really having trouble making his payment. Why is it? That's weird. Okay, sorry, the guy. There's someone right now on our website who's trying to make a payment. Their order keeps failing. Why? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just I don't know. That's weird. Poor dude. He's trying to pay with a credit card, so maybe could be fraud, or it could be he just doesn't have the money, or his card's locked, or something else is going on. Who knows? But all right, so then I just like to take the screws and just put them on the face, so you know your screws are there. You know you're all good. Now we're gonna get into the more complex part of the. Have to make a harness here for a ILX Premium. So I'm gonna show you the radio, what it looks like. So I'll share my screen, make sure you can't see anything. No, okay. So this is the premium system. Oh, I can't scroll down, it's just a part of my screen you see. If I bring that up some, no, yeah. It's just the part of the window that you see, but there you go. So this is the ILX premium audio system. The reason why it is premium is because it says it right there, premium audio system. So this still has a single screen, but it is the premium model has a factory sub. This is probably a 2014, 2015. Um, Anything after 20, sorry, what am I doing here? Okay, here we go. Anything after 2015 um, that's a premium will have dual screens. Only the base models have a single screen in the later years. So 2013 and 2015, the premium can still have a single screen, then it changes. But all right, so let me get all these wires out and get to wiring my stuff here. On the premium, it's not very hard to wire. The only thing that is tricky, I did the video on, is the backup camera. Keeping the backup camera can be a little bit involved and complicated if you don't have the right parts. So I found these mini relays from Metra, but they're very expensive. They're like almost $10 a relay, but they are smaller and they're easier to install. So I started using them. Hoping to get a deal if I order a bunch, but right now $7 not bad. But I did get the other ones a lot cheaper though. But whatever, it is what it is. Take this, cut these all down. Take that wire, it goes over there. And we got to copy this. This is our master. So on here, your output trigger, excuse me, your output wire is brown, and then yellow is constant power and black is ground. So we just have to follow that wiring. I tested this already, so like I know it works. It's just I don't always remember which wire is which. So I have my little master here, and I just need to copy that, and then I'll be good. So black with yellow and red by itself, and then the darker brown doesn't get hooked up to anything. Yeah, this thing's gonna break soon. Come on, there we go. So that's the peach doesn't get hooked up to anything. Sorry, had it wrong. Okay, then this. Stop doing that, bro. All right, so then where's my white plug? This white plug needs to be fixed. These were made wrong in the factory, so the brown wire is in the wrong spot. So the brown wire is down here when it should be up there. So I just have to unpin and repin real quick. There we go. Excuse me. Then I'm gonna add a zip tie. And then this will be set to go. We can finish this portion. This is for the backup camera. This is the connector that will turn the top screen on and off so that the backup camera can show up on that screen. It needs a negative trigger to turn on and off. So this will allow that to turn on when you turn the car on and turn off when you turn the car off. I know it seems pretty simple, like me saying it, but since it's a negative output, it's very weird. Because normally when something's on, it has 12 volts. This, when it's off, it has 12 volts, and when it's on, it has ground. So it's like the opposite of what you're normally used to. A lot of stuff in cars works with negative outputs, but it's one of the first times I've seen it in the radio. What's up, man? Did you finally get your stuff? Or we're gonna have to call UPS. Alright, so I did it to the right wire. Yep. Yep. Alright, cool. So now I can just seal this up. Alright, so that's ready and done. Now let's take care of this harness and our steering wheel control harness. Damn. What was the order number? Put the order number in the chat because I won't give away your info, and then I'll go look into what is going on. UPS doesn't have possession of the package yet still. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, tell me the order number. I'll find out what's going on. All right, one sec. Oh, man, I thought you said this shipped on the 29th. Bruh, I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm doing yours today. You're about to watch it be done on stream. I'm so sorry, man. I have a list. Yours is one of those that got printed but didn't get done. So hold on, let me make sure I don't blow you up here. But I have the label right here. So no wonder you still haven't gotten your stuff yet. It hasn't actually shipped yet. I'll do yours next. I'll put it right here. I'll do yours next. You are part of the long backlog of orders. No, you're good. You're good. That's my bad. It should have shipped already. It's just I am slammed, so I haven't gotten there yet. And yours requires like a lot of work. You'll see. You'll see. You'll get to see it live. Let me finish this and I'll jump on that. Where's my little tool? Here it is. Yeah, I shipped 3 orders thinking I was going to get to them that day. And then I was like, oh, I'll definitely do them tomorrow morning. And then I was still stuck on the stuff from before. That was rough, man. Those orders were rough. Like, they get to a point where you're like, bro, I'm still not done with this. That's how rough they get. Or you don't even want to keep working because you're just like, bro, I just want to do something else. This harness is taking an hour and a half. but you got to power through. But thank God I broke through all those orders yesterday, and now today is a new day, and I'm working fast today. I got a lot of orders done. It's just these harnesses are a lot easier. Like this ILX harness is kind of an exception with this part where some of it is a little trickier. But all the other harnesses I've been doing so long that it's like easy to like I have the practice and the components are pre-made, so like I can easily get them done. All right, cool. So that's it. Let's fix this. This has one blue, so I'm gonna combine this blue. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so then now this side has to match to this side, and I'm gonna combine this with this side to make it easier for myself. Okay. And then combine my blacks. Get that out of there. Now I can start twisting wires together. Let me cut some sleeves for myself. What's up? Are you guys the only people that do bypass harnesses on the Acura TLs? Yeah, for the tech package, we're the only ones who have the ELS amplifier interface. That was like custom made. I developed the software for it, and then I had some engineer help me with the board design so that we could make that happen. So we're the only ones who sell that actual device / solution. But there are other places that will like sell you the connector and you could just bypass the amp. But you didn't order amp bypass. You ordered something to keep the factory amplifier with the aftermarket radio. So I'll show it all to you though in a little bit. But because I remember you asked about the amp bypass a couple of streams ago, and I showed it to you, and we're like, wait, that's not what I got. So that's to install a new amplifier on the factory radio. You're changing the radio, keeping the factory amp. So you got a little something different. Where's the steering control? Bro, I never added it. Bro, I'm dumb. Okay, hello, brother. What's up, Spark? I bought the cable from AliExpress for my Honda Euro 2000. Some of the sound come very low. Can you help or why it's like that? What did you buy? Can you put a link in the chat to what you bought? And then I'm interested in the Pioneer. Which Pioneer? I think I went on Pioneer Rant the other day. I think you were there when I went on the Pioneer Rant. Which Pioneer are you interested in? The wireless CarPlay? The one we have is going to be the W3000. That's wireless. Wired is going to be W2000. And then just Bluetooth, it's the DMH241 EX. All right, hold on. Let me go look at reviews for the 3000. Make sure um, nothing new has popped up. Because Pioneer be on some bull, man. Pioneer, solid brand, but there's been some very weird issues that hasn't had proper responses that I've seen for support. But one step at a time, let me wire this harness. Bruh, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, come on, bruh. Come on. I forgot to sleeve it. So I'm going to have to tape it and it's going to look ghetto. I hate that. I hate when I forget to sleeve, man. It pisses me off. It's like a simple, easy step. But I'm over here rushing, not paying attention. God, I don't know why that bothers me so much. I just hate that every other wire is going to be sleeved up and this one's going to have electrical tape over it. It's going to look dumb. And like I can't, you could heat up the solder and pull the wires apart, but then getting them back together is super annoying. I can't cut and redo it because then it's going to make that one wire shorter than all the other ones. So I just have to leave it and add electrical tape. It'll still work. It's not a big issue. I just hate when I do that. It pisses me off. I can only be mad at myself too because I'm the a-hole who did it. What the beep, Dewsbury? Yeah, I'll come over the top of those, man. Make sure I connected all the wires I need to connect. Black, red, constant power, ground, illumination, accessory, amplifier turn on. Yes, sir. Back camera, they'll hook up if they're... No, they're not going to hook up. They're keeping it back to back. All right, cool. Yeah, Navi will work with it. W3000 NEX. All right, let's see what Best Buy reviews have to say. All right, so let me go to my screen real quick. So here are some reviews from Best Buy. So this is W3000 NEX. Yeah, of course, it will. All of them are going to be able to do that. Let me swap the screen so you can kind of see me. So W3000 NEX is the model we would sell you. I want to see what people have asked. What is the screen size? A 6.8 inch. To connect back camera, yes. Sirius XM, yet. 22 watts of power. Doesn't matter to you. Look, you just asked that question. Allow for hands-free calling. Yes, it does. It does not have a CD player. Can you keep your steering wheel controls? Yes, you can. The port is located on the back, and it's a USB-C port, I believe. Did someone answer that? Yeah, on the back, extension cable. Wrangler, can you backup camera? Yes. Compatibility. Screen is not detachable, no, or adjustable in any way. Wireless CarPlay, can I use USB ports to play music? It has one USB port, 200 ton. Okay, all the other ones seem to be around fitment. In terms of, I want to see what people with 1-star reviews have said. Where'd the reviews go? Okay. Purchase this radio, install in my truck so I can listen to music, blah, blah, the radio's labeled 6 radio called Best Buy. It's not Sirius XM. We need to purchase, have installed Sirius XM tuner installed. Okay, yeah, you are unfortunately dumb because, well, actually, I can't say that. The guy's not dumb. Most people don't know that if you want Sirius XM, you need an additional part. Just because it says Sirius XM ready doesn't mean you could just have it work. You need the other part. Able to play stereo audio through aux input. Try multiple cables. One describe manual. Some help about the low cost. Tell me the aux port doesn't accept stereo audio input without video. What advertised label is aux input can do blah blah. Okay, yeah, that's like a very small little caveat thing where like you need video and output. Do not buy car audio from here or additional parts. Blah, blah. My favorite so detect everything correctly. I would need to pick out a new one. Blah blah. Yeah. Hey, units useless. If you still not connect, I must connect. Select my Android phone displays black forward 6 seconds and say, who writes like that, bro? Okay. Avoid it. Not worth the money. Don't get the system out of JBL. It's not off compared to stereo. CarPlay glitch. Taking it back once for GPS antenna not staying connected. The Apple CarPlay disconnects. Happen again today on the phone call. Screen disappears. Trouble intermittent turns on. All truck is running. CarPlay stopped working out 1 month. Yeah, I don't care about slowness. Okay. What do the 2-star reviews say? Decent. Wireless CarPlay, yeah. So this is like what I keep seeing across a lot of radios, but it's mostly phones. It's not. It's like the phone fault. You can't blame Pioneer. Yeah, those are regarding box. All right, let's go to Crutchfield. Crutchfield reviews, like, you gotta take with a huge grain of salt because you're getting, like, Best Buy. You're mostly getting people who are getting it installed, so they're not really complaining about installation. Crutchfield, you're getting people who install it themselves, and they will leave bad reviews based on their installation. Okay. Um, let's see what the 1-star reviews say. Yeah, again, wired CarPlay. That could be the phone, though. Damn. Disconnects consistently from CarPlay. Someone else mentioned that. Damaged package doesn't really apply. Lags when you use CarPlay. That could be your phone again. Like, if your phone's doing a lot and it's trying to do wireless CarPlay, it's gonna heat up your phone and it's gonna lag. CarPlay stopped working after 6 months. Poor service. Disconnects. Awful for CarPlay. It will disconnect multiple times. So I'll jump something down. Okay. Those are usually people who are pissed off. What did my 3-star reviews say? Yeah, again, disconnecting from wireless CarPlay. Okay. All right. Let's see what DMX 8709S. This is the wireless CarPlay one. Yeah, wired and wireless. I want to see what their reviews say. 1-star review, 0 customability. Uh, Garbage. CarPlay cuts all the time. Not for a JK Wrangler. Trim way too big. All right, so not a lot of people pissed off about CarPlay there. What about 3-star reviews? Antenna must be connected. I would say works well with CarPlay. Okay, all right. So the reason why I wanted to check is because of this. So this is a radio that came out during COVID. It was a big radio that got sold a ton. We sold it a ton. Um, this radio, you can come here and read these reviews. You can read all reviews online. This radio, after about 1 year of use, turns into a white screen. The white screen of death. I'll show you what that looks like. Pioneer, white screen of death. This is the only radio I've seen it on where this is what happens. It just goes white and there's nothing you can do about it. It happens. The 1700 is like known for it. Known. Look, someone found a fix. Let's go. Nice. And he made a TikTok about it. I'm not gonna play. It's 5 minutes, but I keep doing the wrong thing. Pioneer lately, the latest models have, oh, and then the amp overload issue. Pioneer amp error. A lot of radios have this issue too. So the next one is this caution amp error. So you'll get this, or you'll get this, or you'll get this. We did a video on it from what I was told from their support, but there's real no solution. So that's why it's harder to recommend Pioneer now than in the past. Before, like, Pioneer was like the go-to recommendation. I want to say before COVID, they were solid, and then during COVID, they made some decisions for their supply chain that kind of messed them up, and they're still trying to recover from those. So the wireless CarPlay unit, you saw some people were complaining about the wireless CarPlay functionality. That can really be phones. There's few enough where I think it's those people's phones and not necessarily the radio, because there's a Boss radio that has terrible CarPlay connection, and like every single review mentions it. So if you're really wanting wireless CarPlay, it's going to be prepared to have some hiccups, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with that Pioneer radio. W3000, from all the reviews I just read and people's feedback and our own personal feedback, I don't think you'll have an issue. I think you'll be more than happy with it. But if you're going to use, like, let's say you're a salesperson who's always on the phone, who's always using CarPlay because you're driving around to different appointments, I would tell you use wired CarPlay. Don't use wireless CarPlay, because at some point it's going to disconnect and you're going to be in the middle of a phone call. It's going to kick you off. It's going to be super annoying. If you're just going on a ride every once in a while, maybe your commute to work in the morning, you could set up your phone, then go to work. I think wireless CarPlay is great for that. But if you're like a power user of using the maps, or you're or using the CarPlay maps, then I don't know of a solid bulletproof wireless CarPlay unit. They all have some sort of issue, but it's always usable. It's just a matter of you got kicked off, you have to reconnect. But sometimes it's just annoying to have to do that multiple times. Yeah, ultimately, wired, less problems. Wireless is nice to have, but it's just, you'll see it across multiple radios. They all have issues with wireless. And like 9 out of 10 times, probably your phone, but like no one will ever admit it's their phone. They're going to blame the radio. All right. Sorry, NRX. I have not gotten to that harness yet. I'm almost done with this one. All right. This guy said he bought a harness. Hello, brother. I bought the cable from AliExpress for my Honda Euro. And after installation, sound come very low. How can I help what you like? So feed audio through aux. How's it feeding audio now? So you can't send a link. I understand. Thank you, YouTube, for not letting someone just spam links in my YouTube chat. But I see that you said that let's see which one it is. Thank you, babe. My wife just brought me some food. Let's go, baby. Okay. So, thank you, babe. The no plug audio red and white. Do you have? Yeah. Okay. It should have a 24-pin plug, a gray 24. Do I have one? Yeah. Here we go. It should have a plug just like this. This is what should be feeding audio into the factory system when you do it through aux. And then on the tablet, hey, get the, oh my God, bro. My salad, she made. Freaking dog trying to eat it. So on the tablet, you should be able to raise the volume. And that, through aux and raising the volume, is probably the most you're going to be able to get. I'm going to move the mic so you don't hear me chewing. Um, oh wait. Oh, I know what you have. Hold on. You probably have this. You went and got one of these, right? This is what you have. One of these bad boys right here. This is not designed for the Honda Accord Euro because you have the ELS system. Even though you don't have navigation, you still have the ELS system. So because you have ELS, you have a CAN bus controlled amp. So when you remove the factory radio and you plug this in, this can't control the factory amplifier, so you'll never get to full volume. So that's your could be your other issue. So my recommendation is get rid of this. It's no good for you. It's just gonna give you problems. I am working on a video to help you fix it, but I don't have the video out yet or in any of it filmed. Instead, what you want is Android 2012 Acura TSX Android radio. You want the top one. You want this one. So find this one for your car and get this one instead. That then will hook up into the factory radio, and you'll get audio that way. I know that you may not like the look of this compared to the other one, but this will work a lot better for your Euro Honda Accord, which is it has a ELS system, and that's what's screwing you up. So you need the top screen that integrates into a factory radio. They're around the same price, and this will work a lot better, and you'll like it a lot better. Right, Spark. Sorry, you said which model would you recommend with the steering wheel controls? So that's going to be the DMH 2000 NEX. They released the DMH 1800 NEX, which is like there was the 1770 we saw all those reviews on of people saying that stuff was the white screen of death. So I don't know if this is going to eventually develop that or not. But the DMH 2000 NEX is a whole different platform, and the reason why it's a different platform, and you know it's a different platform, is the 1800 still has a traditional body, and then the DMH 2000 is a single din like this. So this new platform, I think, is going to be better than the old one, is what I'm hoping for. But I don't really. There's not enough feedback yet. They haven't been out long enough to know for sure. But that's the one we would sell, the 2000. That's the wired CarPlay one. So when you see, it just says on our website, it just says Apple CarPlay. It doesn't say wireless. Okay. Trying to think what I should do. So my wife has an appointment, so she has to get ready. So I have to hop off stream. I wanted to do that harness for you. I will be back. I will do it later on, but I still need to ship it today. So I have to just do it when I can. Yeah, I'm trying to think. How I could do that. All right, let me finish this first. Box this up, ship it, and then I'll make my decision. But I need to hurry myself. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if that will. It will. The good news is, even NRX, even if you got that one, there's a fix now, so you could have that radio fixed. You can fix it yourself. We just literally pulled it up on stream. The guy said you just have to resolder those pads for that chip, and that should take care of your issue. So if it is the same, if they didn't take care of that issue themselves, I'm sure they did because of the amount of people who had that issue and had to have it repaired because they offered a repair program. So I think you'll be fine. But in case that issue does come up a year from now, I'm pretty sure you could apply the 1700 fix to it and it'll work out.
But just don't buy a 1700 because all those are going to have that issue. But there's good ass deals on the 1700, and that's why people still buy it because like it's usually like $100 cheaper than any other CarPlay radio. Just this back. Tie this in place. All right, so here's the harness for the ILX. Let me swap this real quick. So if you have an ILX premium system, this is what the harness will look like. Let me swap this real quick. So here are the 4 connectors. Your ILX radio is going to have 5. You're going to use 4 out of the 5. Then this is the stereo connector. This is a relay that takes ground and outputs ground when the car is on because you need a negative trigger to turn on the camera. This is if you want to do an additional camera. I don't know. This for a steering wheel control. This person did not get the AXWC, so they probably bought it somewhere else. They'll just need to plug it in. And then I have the dash kit right here. So now I can hook everything up. Fat dog, bro. Trying to eat my food. No one got food for you, bro. You ate a whole cake last night. A whole cake that was not for you, that you could have gotten sick from. You look sick right now. What's good with you? Why you look like that? This guy ate a whole ass cake last night. A whole, like, it's in the garbage, but I don't want to go dig it in the garbage. But a whole big ass cake. Chocolate cake, too. Could have gotten sick and died. But he don't care. He was like, that shit was good. And now he's trying to eat my chicken salad. He ate my girl's food the other day. She had made herself a breakfast sandwich. So she took the time, egg, sausage, nice little breakfast sandwich she made herself. And then she was feeding the baby. And then she turned around and this guy had devoured it in one bite. Gone. She spent like 20 minutes cooking that breakfast. He's done that to me before, bro. I made a steak. I turn around, my steak's gone. He didn't get to finish it all, but it was already in his mouth. He was chewing it. I'm not gonna eat it now. That shit pissed me off, bro. That shit pissed me off. And it's like you can't punish him. Like if I put him in timeout, he just cries and cries and cries and cries. And it's like he wins because he'll eat your food, and then if you punish him and you put him outside or you put him in timeout, he's just gonna cry to the point where you're just like, bro, shut up. 45 minutes straight, an hour straight, he'll overwhelm himself. Kenwood would be the best. Kenwood's very good with reliability when it comes to their radios. I know Kenwood's not known as like the most flashy radio or like, I'm not sure where Pioneer got the brand recognition from that people really love and know their radios, but Kenwood has always been there. And in the past couple of years, Kenwood has really come forth with good, solid radios that perform well and have limited issues. In the past, their single DIN issues used to give this amp error, but that's kind of been resolved. I haven't seen that issue with any double DIN. So the 4710S, which is the Kenwood unit we have, you could use that. All right, this was
Julian. Oh. ILX doubled in. Plug and play harness. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Having some, like, it's crazy how dogs have their own personality, because, like, that he has crazy separation anxiety, and my other dog could care less. He's like, "Oh, you're leaving? All right, cool. Come back soon." But he's like, "No, you're leaving? Why are you leaving? Oh my God, don't leave." Needed this salad, bro. Bro. Yo, you don't know what I just did, man. I just put your label on this box. Um, you would have been tight. You're like, bro, this is not what I ordered. DMX 4710S. I can't believe I really did that. All right, Ken, your order is next. I have it right here on the table. But I do need to jump off stream because my wife needs to get ready for stuff. So I will come back in like an hour or so and stream again, and I'll film your harness and we can watch it back together so you can see it. It is a little complex. If you want to see it right now, I did one of these last night, but I'm sorry that I won't be able to show it right now. But I will show it to you later when I come back. You guys, I'll talk to you in a few